We're live. Welcome to Peloton Livestream, episode 13.
Hello.
We need to talk about the Golden Globes. Yes, but I just want to say, as you can hear, I am echoing heavily over on Dani's side, but he's not at home right now, so he doesn't have any headphones, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Just so you know.
Plus, I don't have my awesome cat with me, which means I won't get interrupted by a big orangey thing.
Well, that's just a positive.
It is.
Okay. Let's talk about the Golden Globes. First of all, let's just get all the political stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not a big fan of the political talk, and I know I mentioned this at the end of last week's stream, but there was so much stuff going on that I just wanted to comment a little bit on. And I don't know what was your reaction to the coverage of the whole thing?
Yeah,
and how they covered it.
I believe that the time is up campaign, and as well the Me Too campaign. It's important to talk about, and I think that award ceremonies can, in theory, be a very great thing to talk about these subjects. The problem is when it becomes way too politicized. Because first and foremost, it's an award show, and then let's not forget, celebrities can inspire. Celebrities can give us hope. The problem is celebrities still are celebrities. They are not political experts. And there's the danger when we listen to celebrities as political experts. The thing I'm very critical about is the Oprah Winfrey speech. People really truly believe that she should run for president. Haven't you learned anything? I'm not saying that Oprah Winfrey and Donald Trump are the same level of competence. But if you want to become a politician, begin small. Start with being local. Do like, for example, Clint Eastwood did. He was a mayor for a time. Do like Al Franken. Okay, that's a really bad example. Al Franken was started as a senator, which is kind of a small thing.
Yeah.
But going straight to presidency from nothing, it's a dangerous thing. And I believe Oprah is very good. She's inspiring. I believe she's probably one of the more intellectual celebrities. But the whole celebrity aura, when you talk about politics, can be dangerous. And I think the Golden Globes it was more about politics and less about the movies. And there's one thing that you're critical about, and I'm critical about it. Like, okay, Natalie Portman, I understand it's important to talk the thing, and I understand that you want to point out all the male nominees, but I think it's kind of insulting. Yeah, of course, I can agree with many that Greta Gerwig was snubbed for Lady Bird, but do not make everything so politicized. Yes, there.
Exactly.
It is still an award ceremony. The fault lies on the Hollywood Foreign Association president. We can discuss how incompetent they are. Come on. They forgot to nominate many people, but it became way too politicized. And I actually got kind of angry when Natalie Portman said that.
Yeah, especially the Natalie Portman thing. Because all she did was shame those, how many were there? 5 or 6 nominees for Best Director. I mean, they can't help that they made good movies. Even if I don't agree with every choice. It was definitely, her anger was pointed towards the wrong direction.
She could have written instead a debate article instead. I think that would be more interesting, could be more stringent and more up to the point instead of just going live.
Exactly.
I have difficulties when celebrities become political. The only time I have admired celebrities become political, it was when Marlon Brando sent an actress that wasn't Indian to pick up the Oscar, or when Michael Moore got a little bit angry. That I feel was the climax of being political at the Oscar. Then just went downhill.
Yeah, now it almost feels like they
have to
be. Yeah, exactly. And what was I going to say? I actually had a conversation on Twitter. I don't know how legit that is, with a person regarding Natalie Portman and her statement. And we sort of she was like not a hardcore feminist, but she was like a legit feminist. So she was very much on Natalie Portman's side. So I asked her, like, well, which female directors did you feel were snubbed? And she mentioned Greta Gerwig. She mentioned Patty Jenkins, which is basically what everyone has been mentioning. And I'm like, okay, that's two female directors that were snubbed. I mean, there were. I mean, I can count 10 male directors that were snubbed as well. I mean, people get snubbed. It happens.
Lanthimos got snubbed, and I
Of
believe
course.
that still, Killing of Sacred Deer is one of the better, well-directed movies of last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I put it as number 4 on my top 10 list.
Yeah.
But also we discussed the fact that, I mean, Natalie Portman is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
If she really wants to make a difference in Hollywood, she has all the means in the world to like start a production company where she like really highlights female directors, female screenwriters, female producers. And we actually did some research.
I'm totally agreeing with you.
Yeah, I think she should do it. She has a production company called Handsome Charlie, and they have done 9 movies since she started it. The problem is not one of them have a female director or screenwriter. So, I mean, I don't want to, but she's part of the problem, I think.
Yeah. Look. When African Americans noticed that they couldn't get as many starring roles, or there weren't any movies that could speak to the African American audience, one of the things that happened was the blaxploitation movement. That was an answer to. I don't want to use any värdeord, as we say in Swedish, but for example, the status quo of homogeneous movies made by Caucasians, and I think the best way to start a revolution is trying to think outside the box. Of course, you can have the political discussions and everything, but I think it's become a culture of complaining instead of trying to solve it.
Yeah, instead of actually doing something.
Do it. And I hope more female people take advantage of Hollywood, because we have talked about how the Hollywood system is going to die, how the television networks are taking over.
Yeah, I mean, television and streaming
lies in the head. It doesn't lie in the gender. It lies in the head. Great ideas come from anyone. Like lately, I've been listening a lot to reading, watching movies, and listening to music by queer artists. And most of them are very independent. They know that they can't get through the mainstream channels. They have to go through alternative channels, and they can make their point heard. Nothing will ever be free, or as Jack Nicholson says in The Departed, non serviam. Nothing comes free. You have to fight for it.
Yeah. And I mean, 2017 has been a year. Has been a year where people have done that. People in minorities, basically.
Yeah. And I believe 2017 was a very important year for discussing political issues. The danger is when the political issues become so politicized that there's no room for critique or no room for any debate. That one thing is right, but the other is clearly wrong.
Yeah, you can't disagree.
We need to still discuss these problems, but we have to be open for other arguments.
Exactly. And just to finish up that part about Natalie Portman's production company, I read today. I don't know if you've heard about the new movie with Eva Green and Alicia Vikander, Euphoria.
Yeah, it seems interesting.
Yeah, I want to see it. and it's actually produced by a production company called Vicarious Visions or Productions, and it's actually Alicia Vikander's like own production company. And that movie is then both starring, written, directed, and produced by females. But that's a step in the direction. That's what you should do instead of complaining. So that I want to really applaud that.
I think we should point out that people may forget. One of the most successful movie studios lately, mini studios, is Annapurna Pictures. Do you know who started Annapurna Pictures? Megan Ellison, the daughter of the Oracle's, the CEO of Oracle, Larry Ellison. Her daughter, she started. Not only is she a woman, but she's also from another sexual orientation. She's actually lesbian. So that's a proof that actually women are actually taking back. Don't forget that one of the main chiefs of Sony Pictures is Amy Pascal.
Yeah.
And I think A24, the new mini studios that's actually coming and fighting Annapurna for Oscars. Because remember, Weinstein Company is out of the game now. I don't think they got any nominations. It's all about A24 and Annapurna. And I think A24 have female producers as well. And people shouldn't forget it. Many movies produced lately, many of them have been produced by women. Okay, not all of them, but many have been. And I hope the Oscar jury nominates Greta Gerwig because she's competent. Because I believe she is fully competent. I think she's one of the greater actresses. And that she gets nominated competence. Then we'll see if she wins. I believe that the competition is very hard.
And I haven't seen Lady Bird
Golden Globe is always a precursor for how Oscars can be. But Oscars can take a total change. Remember, Golden Globes did not nominate Silence of the Lambs in a single category, and Silence of the Lambs got nominated for tons of things and still won.
Yeah, it won all 5 of the heavy.
Yeah, and speaking about not winning, I actually betted 200 Swedish kroner that The Square was going to win. I was so certain Ruben Östlund was going to pick it up. I thought no Swedish movie has picked up a major award at the Oscars nor Golden Globes since last century, and that was Bergman for Fanny Alexander, I believe.
We've been nominated.
We'll see what the Oscar race is gonna say. I think the movie that won will definitely be nominated. So will be The Square and the Chilean movie Una Mujer Extraordinaria, which is about a man that goes through a queer phase in his life.
I recognize that.
Yeah, it's gonna have premiere on the 9th of February. I don't think there's a better day to go to the movies. There's like 4 movies I want to go see that day.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
That movie. I think Florida Project is coming out that day.
Yeah, at least the beginning of February.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh yeah.
But I actually saw I actually saw 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
I did too. I managed to catch that and Wind River last week.
She is truly deserving of her award. Frances McDormand.
She's great
from beginning to end.
Yeah, every actor in that movie like brought their A game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially Sam Rockwell, who I always felt that he is quite underappreciated. There's too little of Sam Rockwell, and it's sad because I love Sam Rockwell. Yeah. I remember when I saw The Green Mile first time, I thought, this actor knows really how to immerse into a role.
I haven't reviewed that movie yet, but I think I'm going to do like a mini review of it.
It's
not like on my official. Yeah, so I don't want to say too much. But I'm not as like what should you say, ecstatic about it as someone else is. I definitely thought it was like perfectly executed on all the technical aspects. but I had some major issues with the script or the character.
We need to discuss it because
sure.
I thought it's really good.
You know what? Instead of doing a review of it, why don't we discuss it like in a future episode, maybe next week or.
Of course, I'm totally in it.
Yeah,
but I'm really glad that it actually the competition for best drama. we need to talk about musical and comedy where it fails. Why was Get Out nominated there? But this is Golden Globes in a nutshell. They do some crazy choices. But if we go through the drama movies, which is we have the winner, 3 Billboards. We have Call Me by Your Name, which I still haven't seen, and I really want to watch it. You've seen it, right?
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really nice movie.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very pleasant. It feels like a warm summer's day. But it definitely has some structural problems, and that really affects me at least when I watch it.
Yeah. We got Dunkirk, which is technically a really well-directed movie. We have The Post, which feels like what I have read that it's actually a really good Spielberg movie.
I've heard that it's kind of not boring, but like slow moving and kind of.
But I love slow movies, so I hope it's like Zodiac in a way. And of course, Shape of Water. That I wasn't excited about at the beginning. The first pictures I saw it didn't speak to me, but now I want to see it because I saw a Spanish movie. I have to look up what the name is. It inspired Guillermo del Toro to make Shape of Water. I'm gonna look in here
because that is definitely a movie I'm looking forward to. I'm kind of a low-key Guillermo del Toro fan because a lot of his movies have like problems, like Pacific Rim or Blade 2. But when he really tries to make I don't know how to say it, like a serious movie, like Pan's Labyrinth or Shape of Water, he really shines. He can really tell like modern fairy tales. So that's why I'm looking forward to The Shape of Water.
So it's called The Spirit of the Beehive. It's called. You should look up this Spanish movie. It's made in 1973, and it's a movie about a girl that goes and sees Frankenstein at the cinema, and she becomes obsessed with the monster. Because she asks her sister, well, what happened to Frankenstein? Wait, if you're all seeing Frankenstein, you know what happens to him. And she says, no, he's alive. And she becomes obsessed and hopes to see him. So she immersed in a world where she believes that Frankenstein will come for her. It was really beautiful. And Del Toro has spoken in interviews that the relation that the girl has and the thinking process that Frankenstein will come to her, that has inspired the story of Sally Hawkins' character and this water monster that now that I looked at picture, it looks good. So it'll be interesting to see Shape of Water. Plus it has, what's the actor that I like a lot except in Man of Steel?
Michael Shannon?
Yeah. Michael Shannon's going to be. I love Michael Shannon, but in Man of Steel.
Yeah, but before we mention that, I just want to say that Martin, as usual, in the chat, and he's writing that that movie is so overrated, and I think he's talking about Pan's Labyrinth. Because I know he's not a fan of Pan's Labyrinth.
I love Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I don't know why he doesn't like it. Why don't you like it?
It's a really great Spanish movie. I believe that there's 2 Spanish-speaking movies that can compete with it, and it's Amores Perros, and that's been released later, and Talk to Her by Almodovar. I believe Pan's Labyrinth, Talk to Her, and Amores Perros are my 3 favorite Spanish-speaking movies from the last 10 years. Oh, please, and Tony Manero as well. I've spoken about a Chilean movie about a guy that is obsessed by John Travolta's character.
Oh, yeah.
And the movie is about Chile in the 70s. You can borrow it from me. And the movie, there's an aura of just, you feel that something is really wrong in it.
Yeah.
It's made by Pablo Larraín that made El Club. He has a certain way to direct movies where you feel like nauseous. And
Yeah, I
this
know
movie
you
really is
explain
because
that with El Club.
he's so obsessed with the John Travolta character that there's a scene, which unfortunately I can't explain more because it destroyed the main one of the main points of the movie. But let's say that he's very obsessed with the John Travolta character. You need to see it, Tony Manero.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, the Chilean cinema movement is actually coming forefront.
Yeah. But going back to the nomin or to the Golden Globes,
Yeah,
more or less. Do you feel like any movie or any certain director was snubbed?
Killing of a Sacred Deer in so many categories. I believe it should have been nominated for Best Drama. I believe Colin Farrell deserves a nominee, and so does the kid in the movie.
Oh yeah. The guy.
I think that kid
It's the guy
is
from Dunkirk.
intimidating as Ezra Miller in We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Yeah. He was like
another movie that's probably one of the most snubbed movies in history, made by a female director. I want to point out.
Yep.
That's my favorite female director, by the way, Lynn Ramsey.
Oh yeah. Oh wait.
She's coming with new stuff soon, so I'm looking forward.
Is she? Did she direct what's it called?
Morgan Collar, Ratcatcher.
I don't know if I'm thinking about the same person. Where the hell is it? Did she direct a movie called Hump Day?
Nah, she's only directed
that's not her.
3 movies. She's like the female Terrence Malick. Terrence Malick before he made movies every year.
Yeah, no.
Right now, he's way too pretentious for my taste.
Yeah, I heard Song to Song was like genuinely terrible.
Yeah, and Night of Cups wasn't good, and it had the potential to look amazing. Yeah, I actually think Tree of Life was his climax. He peaked.
I haven't seen that one.
Tree of Life is a really good movie.
I've seen parts of it. Let's see here. I just gotta. No, I was thinking of another Lynn. I was thinking of Lynn Shelton. She directed a movie called Hump Day, which is amazing.
I gotta look that up.
Oh, definitely. It's with
You have the tendency to find good gems. I'm still not forgetting when you borrow me I Melt With You, which is it's so underrated. It feels.
It's still one of my great one of my favorite movies.
It's one of those movies you know that it's not gonna go to history as a good movie, but it affected it. I have a movie like that I know that nobody else likes, but I can go. Oh,
that movie
is actually one of my favorite movies, and it's still It's split second with Rutger Hauer. It is, when you look at it, it's a generic sci-fi, but I saw it in a moment where I was so obsessed with London that I just loved the movie. For me, it has Rutger Hauer. He goes around, has anxiety attacks, eats chocolates, and smokes cigars. It can't be better.
Oh, okay. I think I know which one that is. But it's just that you gotta say why I don't think that I Melt With You without the classic. It's like made for a very niche audience.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not like in your mid-30s to 40s and you're a guy, you're not really gonna appreciate it. It's definitely made for like midlife crisis men.
Yeah. And I think it actually succeeds in its execution of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I watched it when I was 22, so I wasn't even the target demographic. But dude, I was like upset for days after watching that.
It's a good one, but I think that forgetting about putting Georgios Lanthimos in categories, there was another movie.
Yeah, we're just talking about movies that were nominated, but the director weren't. Jordan Peele for Get Out. Get Out was also one of the best movies of last year,
And
for
I
some
think it
reason he
was
wasn't nominated.
well directed.
Oh, definitely. And just the fact that he could go so seamlessly from like sketch comedy to like true horror, I definitely thought he should at least have been nominated.
Why is Ridley Scott nominated for all the money in the world? I heard that Chris Tuckman gave it a good review, but I do not believe it could be well directed.
No, I don't think so. I've pretty much lost all faith in Ridley Scott since like 2012. He hasn't done a good since before that.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely some.
The screenplay, I believe the screenplay. I think the screenplay category it's not representative because they don't split up in original and adapted. But that Three Billboards won the screenplay, and it won over Shape of Water, Lady Bird, The Post, and Molly's Game. Of course, Aaron Sorkin is going to get nominated. He knows how to write. Somebody says that Aaron Sorkin writes dialogue that nobody speaks. Nobody speaks like an Aaron Sorkin character, but
no, you can definitely hear when it's an Aaron Sorkin movie.
Yeah. So I want to see Molly's Game. I think it's coming out on Friday.
Yeah. It's not the movie I'm reviewing though. But we'll talk about that later. There's so many movies. I mean, I don't know if it's because it's January, like it's award season, but there's so many movies coming out now.
It's a good season in Sweden to watch movies.
Yeah, but in other countries they suck.
The studios dump their worst movies.
Yeah, exactly. But we get all the awards movies now. So yeah, like for every one movie that I review in like January and February, there's like 3 movies I don't get to watch because I don't have time or money.
Yeah, it's insane. You should get sponsorship.
Yes, I should. And well, that's the perfect time to remind the audience that I have a Patreon. It's linked down in the description below. So if you feel like giving me a couple of bucks, you can just do that. But yeah, so I don't know. Talking about who got snubbed and who won, I mean, there's never like a perfect award ceremony. I've never watched like the Oscars or the Golden Globes where I was like, yeah, every like, person that won was the right person to win. There's always someone that gets snubbed. There's never like equal representation from gender or
I believe 1991 was a great Oscar year because Silence of the Lambs won all 5 major categories.
Yeah, okay.
It was a good year for movies. JFK was nominated.
Well, it was a different time.
But it was that period when Prince of Tides was nominated for tons of movies. That's Barbara Streisand Crying Fest.
I haven't seen that one.
It's very few years when I believe that there's even a good starting field of best movie nominees in the Oscar race. I think that we need to go back to the 70s, like
Yeah, I mean
1975.
Yeah, and we've discussed this before. I mean,
Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
One Flew in a Cuckoo's Nest that won. Jaws. Barry Lyndon. And there was a 5th movie, and the 5th movie was great as well. But it was a great year for movies. Any movie there would have deserved the award.
Yeah, I don't think like movies will ever be as good again as they were in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean the quality and quantity will never be as good.
We've given everything to remakes and superhero movies. So original ideas don't really get the appreciation it should.
No.
We need to look at more foreign movies. I believe foreign movies are actually beating American productions. The British are making better movies. For example, one of the greater English-speaking movies from last year was technically not produced in the States. I think Killing of a Sacred Deer was a co-production of a British and Greek company.
Yeah, well, definitely Greek. And that kind of ties into what we were talking about before, um, about people in Hollywood. They have the money and the means to like make good movies. They just have to break free from the studios. Like like with Alicia Vikander's production company, and just make the movies they want to make.
Yeah.
Maybe people won't watch them as much as they watch Marvel movies and stuff. But I mean, they will make the movies they want to make. They can utilize the directors and screenwriters and producers and actors that they want. So I mean, as we talked about before, also this is like the right time to do that. This is like a political and cultural upheaval. So just go ahead and do those movies that you want to do. Instead of just sitting around and complaining about it at award ceremonies, throwing shade at people who just did their job. Do something instead.
Yeah. Let's save movies from the big companies.
Exactly.
I believe the big companies are gonna seldom deliver good movies. For example, I believe Warner Brothers are not going to make as great movies as they did in the 70s when John Calley was the CEO. When John Calley was CEO, he said, "Go ahead, make any movies." He bought Stanley Kubrick to Warner Brothers. He allowed people to express themselves, and so did many of the bigger movie companies. And the problem is everyone became too greedy. And Friedkin, Peter Bogdanovich, and Francis Ford Coppola started a movie company and they just burned their money on crap.
Yeah. And I mean, we have Heaven's Gate. What's it called? Oh, the director. No, the guy who made Deer Hunter.
Michael Cimino.
Yeah. They say that his movie Heaven's Gate was kind of the
Heaven's Gate for this United Artists. But Heaven's Gate is a beautiful movie.
Heaven's Gate is a great movie.
Insane man. He made one great movie and one pretty good movie. Heaven's Gate is not bad, but it is so slow.
Yeah. I mean, the first 40 minutes or even more are all about the graduation at the school, and it's painstakingly
still not as painfully as the opening credits for Once Upon a Time in the West, which for me is like a test of endurance. That's the opening credits of Once Upon a Time. I go crazy with it. Because it's 10 minutes of opening credits, but then it starts off and it's the best Leone movie.
Oh, definitely.
I'm gonna get crucified for saying it, but I believe it's better than Good and Bad and the Ugly.
I agree.
And I think you're agreeing with me, don't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think that Once Upon a Time in the West is like the culmination of his Western movies. Mm-hmm. Every other Western movie he made led up to that one. That was like he had honed his skills with the dollar movies, and then he made his like perfect Western.
Yeah, and then he made actually. I have to say it again. I talked with a friend at work. He believes that Once Upon a Time in America is the best mob movie ever. And I have to see it again because I have a feeling maybe Sergio Leone perfected the mob movie. Martin Scorsese made the mob movie cool. Francis Ford Coppola made it epic, but Sergio Leone made it actually the best.
He definitely like shaped that genre.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at it, you can definitely see influences in modern gangster movies. Like a lot of influences from Once Upon a Time in America. So there's something
except the phone line sound that goes on for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And Sergio Leone loves to make endurance tests for people.
Yeah, he likes weird sounds. I mean, he put like whips and he was banging on oil drums.
Yeah. If Sergio Leone was a YouTuber, he would make videos like, If you complain, you lose. Great director. Never won a huge award.
No.
I don't think he won neither a Palme d'Or. He didn't win an Oscar. He didn't win a Golden Globe.
No. You see, another person that was snubbed.
He only won one Oscar, and it was for special effects.
Oh my god! Yeah, because he's so well known for special effects.
Yeah. Talking about stealing the light from Douglas Trumbull, that was the true genius of the special effects. But if we're gonna talk about the Golden Globes, I think the Golden Globes' biggest problem is that they are known for being very easy to bribe. Have you heard the story about Piazzadora in the 80s?
No.
So, in the 80s, the Golden Globes had a category called Rising Star.
Okay.
And Piazzadora got nominated for a movie called, I think it's called Butterfly. But she plays against Stacy Keach, you know, the racist leader in American History X.
Yeah.
And it's about like a love story. She's a young woman and he's an older man. And the movie was produced by her husband, Meshulam Brickley, who was a very rich man. And he owned a hotel. So he invited the whole Hollywood Foreign Association press to a showing of the movie and bought everything. Like, gave them really nice gifts. And obviously, she won the prize. And I think she won over Elizabeth McGovern. Let that sink into you. Just hit Piazzadora Golden Globes.
I found it.
Or when the Tourist got nominated and Ricky Gervais made totally fun. I almost didn't want to watch Golden Globes after Ricky Gervais had fun with it.
Yeah, he was like, I don't watch the award ceremonies, but I definitely watched his like roast.
Yeah,
on YouTube like the day after.
Because people got crazy. They're like, what? You can't diss us like that.
Yeah, she won over Kathleen Turner and Elizabeth McGovern.
Kathleen Turner. And I think it's Kathleen Turner. I think it's Kathleen Turner's debut, which is Body Heat, if I'm not wrong. A pretty good movie. Very typical 80s erotic thriller. It's good. Yeah. It has William Hurt. That's when William Hurt actually starts becoming a real good actor. Have you seen the movie Altered States with William Hurt?
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot of good about it.
Yeah, it's actually Paddy Chayefsky's last script. The guy that wrote Network.
Oh, okay.
And, it's the movie's so scared. I still believe it's one of the most beautiful posters I've seen in a movie because William Hurt lies upside down with things around his body. Yeah. It looks cool. It's one of those movies I believe that I should buy for Blu-ray, but it should be with my next big order. I want to buy so many movies now.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies I'd like to buy.
And speaking about movies, many screeners got leaked out before Golden Globes. Well, basically, if you really don't want to give money to movie companies, you can just go to Pirate Bay and basically download. I think it's almost every movie is available at the Pirate Bay. They got every movie that got nominated for major categories. So you can see Lady Bird, you can see three Billboards, you can see Disaster Artist. I think Molly's Game is out.
So I just want to officially state that we here at the live stream do not condone pirating.
No,
but I'm definitely going to check that out.
I believe pirating is not. I actually one of the people that hate streaming. If I had all possibility to see everything in physical format, I would. I am because I'm never satisfied with screening because I always go around with a phobia in my head. It's gonna lag. It's gonna lag.
And I always
I'm a
like
kid of the VHS era,
so
I think it's something beautiful and rewarding to see movies in physical format.
Yeah, and I like collecting it. That's why I keep buying movies.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, It's more of a collector's thing now than actually. I mean, I could watch movies streaming,
yeah.
but I like buying them, like having them physically. And of course, there's the special features like commentaries, tracks, and behind the scenes stuff.
But if you would put in a percent of movies that you own, how many of them have you actually listened to the audio commentary? I would say 10% of my movies I've listened to audio commentary.
I think out of those that actually have a commentary track, I probably listen to at least 50%. I really like tracks. There are some that are really boring that I like turned off, but I mean, I have a few movies that like I don't watch them without the commentary tracks nowadays. Because that's like more entertaining than a movie.
Commentary tracks is the funniest thing to listen to.
Oh yeah,
because
he fucking loves himself.
The great thing he does.
Yeah.
And I've heard about that Robert Pattinson when he talks about the vegan burgers. It's actually really fun.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite commentary tracks is still Superbad.
Oh, when they
John Apatow just goes away because he gets so angry at Jonah Hill because Jonah Hill is cursing.
He keeps swearing,
John Apatow's daughter.
It's so good when he says, "Yeah, man, just leave. Go to fucking MoMA or whatever." That is amazing. And if that is real, it is the greatest commentary ever.
And the commentary for Knocked Up is fun as well when Bill Hader does a lot of imitations.
Yeah, because that's the one where they like bring in like guest commentaries.
Yeah.
So Bill Hader's there for like 10 minutes, and then they bring in what's his name? Well, a bunch of people.
But I believe the best one to listen to if you wanna learn how to make movies and steal ideas, David Fincher's audio commentaries are pure educational gold. It's instead of buying course literature, just listen to David Fincher how he makes movies because you learn so much.
Yeah,
he has a passion that other people should strive to make good movies, and he has knowledge and he wants to share it, and I think it's really good.
The same thing with Robert Rodriguez, at least on his Curiosity trilogy.
Yeah, he the entire and cooking school as well.
Exactly, like his commentary tracks are like film schools. Yeah, so they're great.
That's so sad why Tarantino doesn't make any audio commentaries, because I think you could learn so much from him.
Yeah,
or he has so much. I believe that as well. He can talk away and forget the main points. He's probably easiest to sidetrack.
Yeah, and there's probably
dinner, coffee with any director. Yeah, it would be. I think Tarantino's high up, but the director I really want to have coffee with because I think it would be fun and he would make great coffee. I think David Lynch would be fun to talk to. Hey, he would give his own blend of coffee.
Yeah,
I trust him.
But speaking of Quentin Tarantino and why he doesn't do commentary tracks, there's probably this like fear that he will just keep talking and talking. And when the movie's over, he keeps talking.
And he talks.
So that's probably why they didn't do it.
Basically, he talks things that inspire the movie, but not the movie itself.
Yeah, exactly.
That Manson movie is actually looking very interesting.
Yeah, and it's actually happening.
I read a book about that is inspired by the Charles Manson called The Girls by Emma Klein.
Oh, I know.
Really good book. I liked it. And it's gonna become a movie. So feels like movie companies should stop eavesdropping on each other. Like, hey, we're gonna make a Manson movie too. Yeah. Let's do. It's gonna go, and then a silent picture's gonna come. If they're making a Charles Manson picture, we're gonna make one about the Boston Strangler.
Oh, yeah.
Den eviga tvåan av mördare.
Well, he's kind of creepy in his own way.
Yeah.
I almost said I kind of like him, but I don't mean like that.
It feels
he was kind of clever though.
But I believe the Golden Globes have always been the ones that win Golden Globes are gonna directly or have a chance of winning the Academy Awards. But I saw a video where somebody did the math, and it's sometimes Golden Globes doesn't even get it right.
No.
1991, they didn't even have the movie that won the Oscar that year right.
Exactly.
Because who was the movie that won, according to them, in drama? That was JFK, actually.
And JFK didn't. It won for Oscar, but it didn't win for.
It won technical Oscar.
Yeah, exactly.
It should have won for best male supporting actor for Tommy Lee Jones, and of course Joe Pesci should have been nominated in it.
Yeah.
Jack Palance for City Slickers won that year. Jack Palance is good, but he ain't awesome. Yeah, and Mercedes ruled for Fisher King. I believe that best female supporting actor tend to be really great nominees or really crappy nominees.
Yeah.
I believe that this year they have interest. Both Alison Janney and I, Tanja, and what's her name? She's in JFK and in Scream and in Lady Bird. Oh, Laurie Metcalf.
Oh, okay.
Her role looks really interesting.
Yeah. But that's just talking about the Golden Globes, the Oscars, and that. There's never really like a way to gauge how good a movie is how many Oscars it wins. I mean, yeah, sure, there are some movies that like wins because they're legitimately good. Like Argo in 2011 definitely deserved to win for best movie.
Yeah.
But usually it's more like a I don't know. I don't want to say that the judges or the jury is bought or anything. But it definitely feels like they're just patting themselves on the back.
Yeah, and that's what award shows are. This whole award season is just
especially now when it's like more politicized than actually about movies. It's just about like, look how good we are.
The only award show I actually really care about is the Grammys, because I want to see Kendrick Lamar win every flipping prize that he can win.
Yeah, well, Anthony Fantano only gave it a 7.
I'm not gonna hate on the whitest girl in music business. I'm talking about Taylor Swift. But when we're gonna look in 10 more years, and I will have kids probably, and they'd be like, Daddy, did To Pimp a Butterfly ever win a Grammy for Best Album? No, because Taylor Swift's 1989 won. And they're gonna look at me like, that is really terrible. That's like
the world is fucked up.
That's like, what's called the worst movie that ever won an Oscar for Best Picture. That's like The Greatest Show winning for any movie that year.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta look this up, because Cece Bill DeMille's The Greatest Show on Earth is considered to be one of the worst Best Picture winner.
I haven't seen that one.
And it's about a flipping circus.
Yeah,
it has 79% people liking it. Okay, Greatest Show on Earth. So we're gonna look it up. Awards. Some consider this film among the worst to have ever won the Academy Award for Best Picture. It also won that award over highly rated films such as High Noon, The Quiet Man, and get ready, the movie that should have won, Singing in the Rain.
No, The Greatest Show.
And that's what I consider. I consider Taylor Swift's 1989 to be the greatest show on earth of CDs in comparison to Pimp a Butterfly, which is Singing in the Rain of that year.
Yeah.
If Singing in the Rain was a CD about police violence and drug-induced smoking and King Kunta.
Yeah.
Do you listen to Kendrick Lamar at all?
I listened to him like when he releases a new album. I listen to it, but it's nothing that I like come back to. I do appreciate his music, but I'm not a big fan.
Believe, even though he's super hyped and super loved by everyone, he is my favorite rapper. It's Kendrick Lamar followed by Danny Brown. I think Danny Brown is so underappreciated, and he's so great.
Danny Brown is pretty cool. Yeah. And actually, speaking of Kendrick Lamar and movies, he is producing the soundtrack to Black Panther. And well, that movie kind of looks.
I'm just waiting that movie is gonna be able to see the movie where Black Panther just puts on the radio and like bang bang, look at it. It's
that movie looks. Yeah, it's great.
But it feels, hey, we're gonna make a movie. We have a black director. We have African American people in it, and we're gonna make the CD, and it doesn't become like super politicized. They haven't released the movie like the blackest movie in the Marvel universe.
No, exactly.
It feels genuine. It doesn't feel over politicized.
And I must say, I read about that movie today, and it actually looks like Ryan Coogler is trying to like put his personal touch on it, not just be a Marvel yes man.
And Ryan Coogler is a good director.
Oh yeah, he is.
But both Requiem Station and Creed are great movies. Sylvester Stallone, we feel with you that your Academy Award was stolen
by a British man.
Oh come on! Why did? That's another Danny lost money betting because I put all my bets that Sylvester Stallone was gonna win.
Yeah, he'd been a cultural icon since the
70s. Spies. I was so mad.
Yeah.
I was gonna stop watching the Academy Awards. After all, I felt I give up. It's not true.
The best thing about that,
the Sylvester Stallone gave everything. That was his last chance of winning an Oscar. Just like Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler was like his last chance.
Yeah. And it's the best thing about that was what's it called? Michael Rappaport like live streamed the Oscars, like him watching the Oscars.
Hmm?
And when Mark Rylance gets the award for best not male lead.
Male supporting actor.
Supporting actor. He just puts his hands on his head like this and starts screaming, "America's dead! America's dead!"
Michael Rappaport. I love that guy.
Yeah.
For me, he's the same character in every movie.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even.
Yeah, I believe he's the guy in True Romance, and he plays that role all the time.
Yeah, he plays himself. Yeah. But I mean, listening to him talk about stuff, even like sports that I don't follow, it's entertaining.
I gotta look this up, man.
Yeah, do that. But yeah, that's basically like awards shows, not show.
Mm-hmm.
It's never the right movie to win. Never the right movie that's nominated.
Last year, actually, it was one of the few years where any movie could have won. And I was glad when they announced La La Land won. I was happy. And then, no, it was Moonlight. I was even happy as well.
Yeah, I made it
both ways. It was a great movie year last year. I think the nominees from last year, I think I was very satisfied with them.
Yeah, it was a good year. But at the same time,
both La La Land and Moonlight was actually really good movies.
Yeah, and I predicted that
in my school. They get to watch Moonlight.
Okay.
Yeah, and I hope they'll be happy about it. And they don't complain, "Oh, we're going to see a movie about a gay black man." I'm like, have you heard about RuPaul?
Yeah, but I mean, just beyond, just not even just looking at it like that. It's a super well-made movie.
Yeah.
For being like a little like independent movie, it is so well made.
It was, yeah, actually, I think every movie except one, I believe, deserved to be one. Because Best Picture nominees that year was La La Land. You had Arrival, not your favorite kind of team.
No.
Fences, Hacksaw Ridge was good. Hello, High Water.
That's my favorite.
Good. Yeah, that's actually your favorite. And I love it. Hidden Figures, which I thought was a pretty okay one. Would have been cool to see that movie won Best Picture, because then Pharrell Williams would have had an Oscar.
Yeah. But I mean,
La La
Hidden
Land,
Figures,
Lion. I think Lion is the weakest movie in that list.
I thought Hidden
Manchester
Figures
by the Sea.
Yeah. I have a problem with the director of that movie. But I mean, the movie.
What, Manchester by the Sea or Lion?
Yeah. No, Manchester by the Sea.
Kenneth Lonergan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
He rarely makes movies. He's made like 3-4 movies.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I mean, he has an issue when it comes to like killing his darlings. All of his movies are like 2.5 hours long, and it feels like you cut away at least like 40 minutes of it. But
remember, he also wrote a part of the script of Gangs of New York. I wonder if he wrote all the slow parts.
Yeah, exactly. What was I going to say? Yeah, out of those movies though from last year's nominations, Hidden Figures and Lion definitely felt like they were
typical Oscar bait movies.
Exactly, they were very Oscar baity. They weren't actually going to win. They were like.
But Arrival was a bit of a surprise. I thought it was not going to compete in the Oscar race, so I was very surprised when it got tons of nominated.
Yeah,
but Amy Adams didn't get one, because she's the best thing about the movie. If you ask me.
Well, that and the music.
I think the directing is good, but I have very difficulties with the cop-out ending, which I feel was
sure. The directing is flawless.
Dennis Villeneuve will not make a better movie than Sicario, though. I think Sicario is still one of this decade's best movies.
Yeah. I talk about that in my Wind River review.
It's a great movie. I heard they're gonna make a sequel. Why?
I don't know. At least
it's being, because I heard Emily Blunt is not gonna be in it. So
no, it's gonna.
I feel it's not interesting. And then Dennis Villeneuve is not gonna direct it. Then where's the interest?
The only saving grace about that movie, and I'm not looking forward to it, but the only saving grace is that Taylor Sheridan is still writing, and he is a good writer. He is a great writer.
Yeah, he wrote Hell on High Water, didn't he?
Yeah, and he wrote Sicario, and he wrote Wind River.
Yeah.
So I believe the script is good, but they're bringing in some like unknown director, or at least I don't recognize him, and I think it might be hard for him to like handle making a sequel to such a good movie.
I know one director that could take that job and would make a good movie of it.
Who?
Nimrod Antal.
No! Stop! Oh my god.
He's the butt of all my director jokes.
I don't want to be mean, but let's just say he's not good. Oh well.
But my problem with the award ceremonies is the whole pat on the back thing, and you never get happy which movies win. The only award ceremony that I truly appreciate is the Pandor.
Yeah, there's a bit more prestige involved.
Yeah, because
and
we have a jury that are serious movie lovers.
Yeah.
And they don't need any bribes. They're going to decide which movie is best of these 20 movies. And there's very rarely a bad movie in the Cannes Festival.
It's usually a bit more
except that Gus Van Sant movie about the Japanese suicide force that's apparently so bad that you can't even buy it on DVD or Blu-ray. I want to really see it because it has.
It's called what? Sea of Trees.
Sea of Trees, exactly.
Yeah.
Or you can see the short film that Logan Paul made.
Oh yeah. That's a great rendition.
Oh yeah, he's such an.
Oh my
god! A kid
God.
of mine in the class I work with, he said. They were writing things in English, and then he wrote like, "You're a nice kid. You're like Logan Paul if you take away all the douchebaggery." And I just laughed. I thought that sounds like a really nice guy.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to take away all of them.
Yeah.
Oh well. But yeah, that's the Golden Globes. Hopefully, even though I don't really care about the Oscars, but hopefully it doesn't become as much of a like political train wreck. I hope they kind of focus on the movies instead.
Yeah.
Because the Oscars is like what, like late February, early March.
Early March because of the Olympics.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah. Hopefully we can like focus on the movie.
And we'll hopefully the
Because we're
square
gonna talk
will
about
win. The square will win.
I don't know. Ruben Östlund is he's a special kind of person. He makes special kinds of movies.
But
they don't really
so good.
Well, in their own way.
My favorite movie by him is still Guitar Mongol because it was such a special experience. The whole scene when these kids in the gymnastics are hiling, and there's one black kid there's hiling too. It is such an absurd scene.
It is so good.
Did you watch it with me and Martin? Because I bought it on DVD, and I went home to Martin. I got Guitar Mongol on DVD. We gotta see it.
Yeah, I think that's when I saw it. It's definitely his best. I mean, he's grown as a movie maker.
Yeah.
But that is definitely the best movie he's made.
Because I think it's so anarchistic.
Yeah.
It's chaotic.
That is a movie that doesn't follow like typical like 3-act structures, but it works.
And that's why I like it so much. I love that he had all the reviews in the box of the movie was only bad reviews. You gotta give it for him. The guy has humor.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm actually have to start getting home. Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably start running off here.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not much more to say about the action.
I'm gonna go buy some Elcorp, and then I'm gonna see some more Bron. I'm actually seeing the whole show from the beginning. Because I was going to watch season 4, but I can't remember anything from the last 3 seasons.
No, I haven't watched it also.
No, I still believe that the first season's upbuilding is so great. The second, they really wanted to complicate things. But it became way too much. Wow, it wasn't him. It wasn't him either. It wasn't her either. Wow. It was too many plot twists.
Yeah, what little I've seen of it, the first season is definitely like a notch above the rest of the seasons.
Yeah. And that I actually didn't see third season becomes Kim Bodnia is not in it. And I think if I can't have a TV show without Franke, I don't want to see it, man. I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Well,
it'll be interesting to see season 3. I've heard from many friends that season 4 is quite okay.
Well,
but
we'll find out.
It has to end now because everybody's talking about all these other Swedish shows. Have you watched any? You don't watch TV shows, right?
I don't watch.
I've been watching so many good Swedish TV shows. I can recommend Fröken Frimanskrig, even though I can't stand Sissela Kyle at all.
She's great. I love her. I love her.
She's so great in Fröken Frimanskrig. And then you have Vår tid är nu about Sweden after the Second World War, which is really good.
I've heard about it.
But as I always told you, Sweden is better at making mini-series. But now I'm going to start taking back that statement because the series that are coming out now are pretty good.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get nominated for a Golden Globe next year.
Who knows? The Swedish TV shows. Lucas Moodysson is making a TV show for HBO Nordic, so I think we should submit.
Yeah,
I'm going to submit my idea called Dani, 36-year-old. In Sweden it's going to call Dani, 37 och kränkt. And it's just about me. And I'm just going to change the plot. So instead of living alone in a house with a cat, I'm going to live with a cat at my mom's house. So just it becomes the most tragic comedy show ever.
It'd like a sitcom without laughs.
I want the Hackster in front of my female fans.
Oh, Oh well.
Do we? Well, I gotta hit the bathroom, man. I got the ranquita, so.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Let's
it's nice talking to you as always. Are we
Yes,
gonna
the same.
have another session on Monday?
Well, yes. Next Monday we're gonna have a little longer conversation. We're gonna talk about movies. I don't want to say too much now. It's not gonna be a bunch of laughs, but it's gonna be entertaining.
Okay. Is Christopher and Gabriel coming?
I haven't talked to them yet, but I'm gonna talk to them.
But I'll be there if it's okay.
Oh, definitely.
All right. See you around.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.